full program today, so we want to get started right away, and I hope you enjoy. We'll let Shar introduce Randy.
Is there anybody in here who doesn't know Randy Forrest?
Some people might not want to know Randy.
And Randy, it's a sellout crowd, so could you come every month?
Oh, okay. I don't know if y'all want to hear that much Randy.
All right, Randy Forrest, he's our State Consumer Horticulture Master Gardener Coordinator based out of Little Rock. He has a BS.
I think that's me, Sure. Let me go here.
Is it you? Okay.
Yep.
He has a BS degree in landscape design and urban horticulture from University of Arkansas in Fayetteville, a master's degree in general agriculture from U of A in Fayetteville. Before extension, Randy worked for a landscape architecture firm in Collierville, Tennessee, specializing in urban and residential landscapes. His positions include agriculture extension agent for St. Francis County, staff chair for Carroll County, staff chair for Pulaski County, and as I mentioned, his current position. His personal hobbies, if you will, I'm not sure when this man sleeps. He has a small farm, raises Dorper hair sheep, cattle, free-range laying chickens, vegetables, bees, and blackberries. Randy, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Shar. Okay, I'm going to have to do, it's dead by PowerPoint, so I'm going to do a PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to run through it, and the only reason I only get 30 minutes. So then I'll move to the fun stuff. So bear with me, we'll go ahead and get started. Today we're going to talk about propagation. As master gardeners, we want to propagate everything we see, and that's one thing that, we all should know a little bit about doing it. And I brought some supplies that it's an easy, tell you about, it's an easy way of doing it. So then we can have one of everything that we see. All right, as we realize that, do I need this mic? Can y'all hear me? Okay, all right. So, if there's an art and a science to propagation. So I'm going to explain that, but it's better to do show and tell. As far as two broad categories of plant propagation, we have asexual, which is vegetative. We know vegetative is when we take cuttings off of a plant. When we take cuttings off a plant, we know we're getting that same identical plant. Versus if we take seeds off a plant and we plant them. Because seeds take pollination, daddy and mom come together and make seed. We just don't know who the baby's daddy is, so we don't know exactly what we're going to get. So, vegetative, it can be done with cuttings, grafting, budding, layering, division, tissue culture, and all that. Then we go to seed, which is the sexual part. And again, with everything with seed germination, a lot of you who work at the greenhouse probably realize this. You probably, just like Pulaski County, they get their seed order in December and January, and they start sowing these seeds. So they look at the packet, they look at the thing, they actually have a library book, a science book. We also references, many of you have this from training, our book here. It has a great propagation section in it, especially if you're going to do semi-hardwood and softwood cuttings. But moisture, temperature, light, and a little bit of oxygen is going to be required. So again, as with extension, we have plenty of publications out there on the market. So we have this one for plant propagation for home gardeners, and it covers a lot of things. Seed propagation is one of them. Again, we all have our favorite seed recipe book. So if you have one, grab it, thank it. That you can also use as a seed recipe book also. So when it comes to seeds especially, we need to understand the difference between scarification and stratification. So as master gardeners, we cover this in training, and I'm sure you all remember it. So, with everything else. But you have to do this to get those seeds to germinate. So scarification is where you're actually scarring the seed coat, because that seed coat is really hard. It's there for a reason. It protects the seed. It protects that embryo in it. So to get it to germinate, some of them would take a deep scarification. Some of them might take acid, where we pour acid on them to do it. But again, there's different ways to do it. Some people do sandpaper. So if you're seeding stuff, especially in the greenhouse business or the greenhouse committee part of it, you're going to need to know what seed you're dealing with. Does it require scarification? Otherwise, your germinability rate is going to be really low if you're not doing it. So again, some of those require that. On that, for home gardeners, a lot of them rub the small seeds between layers of sandpaper. So one of the committee members' job at the Pulaski County Greenhouse was scarification seeds. Their job is to, whatever requires sandpaper rubbing, they're rubbing those seeds and getting them ready to go for germination. The next one is going to be a large seeded. You can actually use a file. So if a lot of people are using certain trees or maybe acorns or something like that that require a deeper groove, they're going to use a file on it. But these are different ways of people doing it in the field to get them to work. Now stratification is a little different story. It's like we are taking Mother Nature in our own hands. And that is where the seeds are, the seeds know that when it's cold, they stay dormant. When it's warm, they know to sprout. So what happens is a lot of people will fake it out. They don't have time to wait for the winter chilling requirement during the winter time. They actually stick it in like a moist peat moss or a moist potting mix. They stick it in the refrigerator for so many weeks, and that way you're faking it out. You think it's going through winter, you pull it out, you plant it in the warm temperatures, it starts germinating. That's how you do that. Otherwise, you're at Mother Nature's mercy. If you're doing it outside, you're going to pot those up, put them against the house, you're going to let them go through the winter time. When it starts getting warm, that seed coat's going to break open, they're going to germinate. So again, it's important to understand the difference between scarification and stratification. Again, we fake Mother Nature out. Again, we have to go through those harsh conditions to get it to go ahead and germinate. So again, we always want to start with clean, healthy seeds. We're going to place those seeds. Again, most of us we're impatient and we want to start those early on. So we're actually putting those in the bag. We're sticking them in our crispers. Remember, especially anybody raise pawpaws? Does anybody raise pawpaws in here? Pawpaws from seed? Okay, so that's one critical thing. Pawpaw seeds, they're flesh. Do you remember what pawpaws are? Okay, great. Okay. I just remember picking out pawpaws, putting them in your basket. All right. Well, it's kind of when it rots, it's really gooey. Well, that seed coat needs that gooiness around it, so you actually pull those wide seeds out. You're leaving a little bit of that pulp on it. You're sticking it in a Ziploc bag. You're putting it in your crisper. It's going to look raunchy, rank. Just don't eat it. Don't feed it to your kids. Just remember, it's those pawpaw seeds. We have to keep those pawpaw seeds moist all during that chilling requirement. Then we pull them out. Then we pot them up. Then it goes ahead. It will go ahead and germinate. So that's the thing you have to consider. Okay, when it comes to seeding, the mix is probably, who's in charge of the greenhouse here? Greenhouse committee. I know you are. Well, y'all had a greenhouse. Okay, when you do have a greenhouse, okay, do y'all order a special seed mix to come in?
We do a special one.
Or do y'all make your own recipe, which some people do too?
Mix our own or buy something.
Okay, so a greenhouse in Pulaski, I'm referencing because I worked with them for 13 years. We bought a pallet of it and we got it from a seed mixture. And this is what we actually got in a big bulk bag. So we use it. There's all kinds of seed mixtures out there. We just like this one because a lot of seeds do very, very well in it. Okay, again, consult your recipe book when it comes to specific requirements. Some seed take light. Some need to be in darkness before it germinates. Some it doesn't matter. Tomatoes doesn't matter, for instance. A lot of master gardeners, if they're tomato snobs like me, we will grow different varieties of tomatoes because we don't have them sold here around town, so we're growing something new. I always pick a new tomato every year to grow. This year is cream sausage. Has anybody had cream sausage? The reason why I grew is because, do y'all know who Brie Arthur is? The plant lady on TV, it's her favorite. So, it's an ugly tomato. It's a light yellow, it's a wimpy tomato, it's not robust. It's a pear tomato, a Roma tomato. I finally got the first harvest, and I like fresh tomatoes. It's not a good fresh tomato, but when you cook it, it is outstanding. It is a creamy tomato, hence the name cream sausage. But it's a pale looking anemic tomato. It's not very appetizing looking or anything like that. But it's delicious when you cook it. It tastes like crap when you eat it fresh.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, it depends on how you're going to eat it. If you do a lot of salsa or canning or something, you like it. Now, I got to warn you, if you're doing tomato sauce, it's not going to be red. It's going to be yellow. Yellow-white. So it might not be appetizing. Again, our booklet here, when it comes to different kinds of seeds, it tells you like how many seeds, how many days, how long it usually takes to germinate, what temperatures you need to have it set, and then whether it requires light or darkness to set those seeds. Some require darkness, so you have to put those seeds in dark when it germinates. Now you have to pull them out. You have to watch them. Once they germinate, they need light because they're going to start photosynthesis. So you have to make sure you're there monitoring and scouting for that. So again, our training manuals are a great source for that. It's got a lot of these in it. All right, this is just 4 of them. So again, it's a great help because you know what temperature. I know when I do solanaceae plants, which we all know are peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, potatoes. We know that they usually require heat mat. We fake them out in February because we know we can't plant outside in February. So we plant them inside, we put them on a heat mat, and we get that germination. We fake that soil medium up where they think it's springtime, it's warm, and they sprout. So we need to pay attention to those times. So again, covering the seed, it goes by the size of the seed. So this is another thing. A lot of people drown them out, or they're lost forever in the never lands because they planted too deep. So you need to make sure if it's usually if it's a tiny seed, you're just going to briefly cover it with your seed mix. We actually use a sifter over ours. Works out really well. This is an example of a oak leaf hydrangea. I love oak leaves. There's so many different varieties out there, easy to grow. We have the native oak leaves out there, beautiful plants. Have you ever harvested seed from oak leaf? Very easy to do. Once the little bloom dries to a brown, you got to catch it before the little seed capsules open and burst. But you will take a bloom, and that's just seeds from one bloom. And it is thousands. That is the tray. Each one of those are individual oak leaf hydrangeas. Very easy to grow. Now that only works for your native ones. Now if you have like a special little, what's a little dwarf one called? Can't think of the name, cute little white one. What'd you say?
Limelight?
No, limelight's a pediculata. No, but little lime's a good little short one. This is the oak leaf corsifolia. There's so many names out, but the short ones, they'll be asexually cropped, vegetatively, to get that same plant. If you pulled seed off of that little short one, you're going to get all kinds of seeds. You get short ones, large ones, small ones, big ones, everything. So, but if you want that same plant, you know to do vegetative. Okay, collection of seed. You need to know if you're collecting seed. And when I was in the Horticulture Club at the university many moons ago, we sold seed to the nurseries. And one of the things they wanted was dogwood seed. Have you ever harvested dogwood seeds? First of all, I got to beat the cardinals to them. Yeah. They're red plush fruit. The kicker is they want the seed out of that plush fruit, that fruity firm thing. So you get that, you let that rot a little bit, then you take that pulp off, and then you're left with a tiny little seed. It takes a lot of little seeds to make a pound. Now they'll pay you for it, but there's a lot of work that goes into it to do that. Acorns are a lot easier. So, okay, when it comes to cutting terminology, this is another way of propagating. We have leaf, stem, and root. We know about leaf, stems, and root and what we need. So when we come to that, it's great. So a lot of us do leaf cuttings. You know, this is actually the middle picture, Sansevieria snake plant. You can actually take a whole big limb of that. You can cut that in sections. You just need to pay attention what is top and what is bottom. You know the first one, you can tell it's top. You know the bottom with the root is the bottom. But in between, if you rotate those upside down, they're not going to root. It knows. So you have to mark them what is top or mark the bottom so you know when you go to plugging them, you got the right end in there. Again, African violets, a lot of us raise African violets from leaf petiole stems, so that's another way of doing it. Begonias, a lot of us will do begonias from either a stem petiole or we'll lay the begonia leaf flat and we'll pin it down and the little begonias come from the vein of that leaf. So a lot of you who have raised Rex begonias, those ornamental begonias, it's one way of doing it. And it's really easy. Again, those are all the different varieties. Well, this is just an example of doing a stem cutting, vegetative stem cutting. This is actually on a hydrangea. You can actually do a root cutting, and those are the ones that come out on the side, which a lot of us do, like for spirea and a lot of our God, I hate getting old. Oh my gosh, the fruit, the red, blooms red, pomegranate. Thank you, pomegranate. Good gosh. You know, it sends out root cuttings, you can do it off that. But again, you need to understand the stem cuttings. There's softwood cuttings, semi-hardwood cuttings, and hardwood cuttings. Our book is a great resource for it. If you're going to take a cutting off a certain plant, you need to know the time of the year to do it to have success. And that book will tell you. It lists the different types of plants. So if you're doing a hydrangea, it's going to say, well, you'll probably do it right immediately after it blooms. If you're doing a hydrangea macrophylla shade versus hydrangea paniculata, which is limelight, which is the sun-loving. But again, pay attention to softwood, semi-hardwood, and hardwood. It will let you know what's going to do better. So, a lot of us have these little seedlings around. This is a Crimson Queen, Japanese maple, dissectum, really fine leaf. It looks like a giant weeping bonsai. They're beautiful plants. So this is one of the questions. If I sowed the seed to this, am I going to get this plant? And you as master gardeners know the answer to this. No, because when you have seeds, we don't know the baby's daddy. So this is actually seedlings off of that plant. Look at all the different colors and different heights and different ranges you're going to get from that one plant. None of them look like its mother. And you're wanting it to look like its mother, but you're not going to get it. So the only way you're going to get that is if you buy a grafted one, a scion grafted on the rootstock to get Crimson Queen, or you're going to have to do asexual propagation, vegetative, where you're taking leaf cutting or stem cuttings and you're going to propagate them to get the exact same thing. But it's interesting to see what you get when you plant. I mean, a lot of Master Gardener plant sales are Japanese maples for sale, and it's because they plant all these samara from all these Japanese maples, and you get all different colors, all different shapes and sizes, all different leaf striations and everything. Okay, our native hydrangea. Just because of vegetative propagation, we went from the native one, which was a little small bloom, we actually are now doing that big Annabelle and then the incredible ball. Those come because of vegetative propagation. What happened was, our native smooth hydrangea in the woods, one of them shot out a bigger bloom. So they knew that that stem bloomed bigger, larger, so they clipped it off, they started rooting it, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now we have the incredible ball that's huge. So that's how that happened. Okay, terms of softwood, semi-hardwood and hardwood. You know, these are the one I'll talk about, but the woody tissue of the stem. Softwood stem cuttings, they are prepared from soft, succulent, new spring growth of deciduous or evergreen woody species. So forsythia, spirea, hydrangeas, these are all considered a good softwood cutting for propagation. They root really easy. I don't think you can kill them. They're very, very easy. This is herbaceous stem cuttings. This is where we take the stem cutting, stick it in water. A lot of us do this. With coleus especially, coleus have a square stem. They will root really easy. I tell Master Gardeners, if they can't root a coleus or can't keep a coleus alive, I'm pulling their badge. There is no way you cannot grow a coleus. So keep that in mind. Semi-hardwood stem cuttings, difficult to identify, but there's a transition period. You're waiting for that wood to be between green stage and hard stage. So again, there's certain plant material that require that for you to go ahead and root it. Hardwood means it's got like a full season on it and you're doing it at the end of the year. That cambium on that stem is hardening off. So again, the recipe book is going to tell you. So if you're deciding to take a camellia cutting, you're going to pull your little recipe book manual and say, okay, when is the best time to take that cutting off that camellia if I want to do it? Or a rose, for instance, when's the best time to do it? It's going to tell you how to do that. Again, that time of the year is going to be where you have success or failure, so you need to know about that. Evergreen plants, I'm going to warn you now, they take longer to root and do it. Like if you're rooting junipers, it might be 7 to 8 months before you get roots on it showing. It takes a long time, so just bear that in mind. Rooting media, this is what you're actually going to mix up in your rooting stuff. Everybody has their recipe. They even sell stuff for rooting mix if you want to do it. But a lot of them will mix their own and do it. They actually root and everything. I just don't encourage you to root in a container with topsoil. It hardens off, it makes like clay. We need a light, porous area for the moisture to go through. Again, here's some. People even use sand. Coarse perlite. When you use coarse perlite, I have an example of it. Just remember, coarse perlite is very, very porous. It dries out immediately. You can't, once you get roots in there, can't let them dry out. So I tell if you're rooting in perlite, you're gonna have to pot that up immediately once you get roots, or you're gonna be watering every day. So you need to do that. Then there's coarse vermiculite, which is a clay mixed with kind of a perlite. It's a great one. And then peat moss itself. I'm not a fan of peat moss. I like mixing it with stuff, but I don't ever root straight peat moss. Have you ever noticed peat moss takes forever to hydrate? You put water on it, it just bounces off. So usually people soak it the night before. I mix it, I don't ever use it straight. You can though. All right, so here's favorite media recipes you want that, but everybody has their own. Just pick and choose what you want to do. It just needs to be sterile and clean. If you're doing something that's infected with a fungus among us, you're not gonna get very good root set. Again, those are examples. That's effects of media root type. These are on hardwood holly cuttings that we did. This is peat moss. They're right there. This is vermiculite, and then that's perlite. That's just a sample that we did on the different rooting medians on the same time of cutting. So if it was me, you can tell the vermiculite and the perlite have a larger root system. That might be what you want to tend to go to. It's more porous, more oxygen, more air, more water. Okay, when we do vegetative cuttings, you don't have to necessarily do a rooting hormone powder. I do. I have better success that way. It's easy. It's cheap enough to use. I would recommend doing it, and I'm going to show you that and show and tell. Again, for consideration for rooting, you still need the same thing as you do for seeds: moisture, temperature, and light. Moisture is going to be key on this, and I'm going to show you why over there. Again, we're going to talk about the air, and we need near 100% humidity. Now, it's not like Ireland where they don't have any humidity, which, who else went to Ireland with us? Patricia went. Anybody else here go to Ireland with us? Fantastic. They were having a fit with 80-degree temperatures. We were loving it. Again, temperature, again, we got to keep it. It's controlled. I'm going to tell you how to do that in the vegetative section. Light, I'm going to tell you that. If you're doing this, if you're doing vegetative, it's critical that you don't stick these little containers in sunlight. You're going to cook the plant. You're going to put it either underneath a porch for indirect light or your windowsill. We can't have it in full sunlight because you just actually did a roaster for it. And we don't want that. So remember, until the stem forms new root, it cannot replace water. So this is what a lot of people feel bad about. When they do a stem cutting, they want to leave all the big leaves on it. You can leave them on there. There's no roots to draw water to keep those leaves hydrated. So you're better off to take off all those larger leaves or cut them in half and just leave a few little tiny ones, because once the roots start growing, then it can support the leaf growth. And so many people just are petrified of doing that, but no, it prefers that. Because again, there's no roots yet. There's no way it can suck up enough to keep those leaves alive or looking good. These are all different methods of doing it. People use Coke bottles, the little bottles, but you can do a number of things you want to. Usually for the larger stuff, I might use a Ziploc bag. You can actually buy the large ones if I'm doing a larger stem cutting. But again, I'll show you different ones over there on show and tell. Again, this is a terminal stem cutting example. This is on a hydrangea. That is step 1. That's step 2. See how we're clipping off those leaves? There's a result of step 2. So look, we took all those big leaves off. We only left a few little leaves. But the critical thing is look at the nodes. We all know what a node is, right? Yes, because we had that in Master Gardener training. We know it's that swollen bump on there, and then we know that's where leaves attach. Because we know in our botany class that we had in Master Gardener training that we have some plants that only root at the node. We have some plants that root up and down the stem like a tomato. It roots everywhere. It doesn't need a node. It roots anywhere. So we know that. So it's critical that we have nodes on everything. Again, there it is. We want 3 nodes on this because we're going to stick at least 2 nodes in our potting mix. Again, this is where you dip that in water, and then that's dipped in that rooting hormone, and then that is stuck into your moist rooting mixture. And there you go. And you hope it roots. And again, there's a publication on rooting azaleas. We have a lot of people that love different types of azaleas. There's a publication on that to show you how to do it. Time-wise on that. There's the method of propagating houseplants. All of it's there if you're into wanting to propagate all types of houseplants. Now, here comes how much time do I have left? I don't want to go over my time. I don't have my phone. What do I have, Charlotte? 10 minutes? Yes. Okay, we'll do it quick. Okay, these are the plants I brought. Okay, I'm going to give these cuttings away to you as a surprise. Suntan Streaker Coleus. These are all Sun Coleus. It is a new one on the market. You don't have it yet. Came out. Now, Cathedral's been on the market. I like it. Cathedral, I like it, but when I see it individually, it doesn't thrill me. But when I see it growing as a plant, I get excited. It's just like anything that's big and fluffy, I think I look better big and fluffy. So does this Coleus. So again, it's a beautiful plant when it makes a statement like that. And then here's another one. Peter's Wonders is another one I'm growing in the trials, a new one. And so this will be, you can have this one. I also brought a Butylon flowering maples. I know Donna does and her mentee has one now. Do y'all grow Butylons, flowering maples? Love them. There's so many different colors out there, but I brought 2 examples today because they're one of the easiest things to root, and I like the plant. So that's what, go forth and grow. Gardeners don't grow, they just go to pot. Okay. So, we're going to talk about propagation. Can y'all hear me? All right. There's different ways to do it. Here's what I really love. Amazon, these little propagation tubes. They are so cute. Because they can fit on your windowsill. Because if you're growing for a commercial for your greenhouse, yeah, you might need a larger case. But these are little 6-inch pot domes. They have little screens in the bottom, and they have little vents on this. I've already used these for 2 years, and they hold up pretty good. So actually, I close the vent on them when I first start because I want all that moisture in here. When I plant it up, it clips onto the top. And what's great, they're clear. We can actually look at the bottom where we get roots to see where we're at and where if we need to pot them up. Now, if you're going to bigger and better stuff, you don't have to buy the more expensive stuff. This is Jessica. This is my secretary. She's a master gardener also. But she just went to the dollar store, bought a clear container with a lid, and it pops off. It is awesome. And it is full of she's rooting a trial hibiscus I have going, a hardy hibiscus. It's a burgundy leaf. You probably can't see it very well. But she has like, I don't know, 20-something little plants in here. Great little way of doing it. You see there's condensation, moisture, everything in it. Once you set it, once you initially plant it, you close it up. Usually you don't have to add water to it. It makes its own little environment, and it does everything for you. And then she can pick this up and notice when roots happening from the bottom. So this is real. I think she got this for $1.50 or $2. So that might be a way you're going to go. Now, as far as what I root in, I root in both peat moss and perlite and vermiculite. So again, I root in this. I root in whatever you want. You can root in straight potting mix if you want to. It's easy enough to. Just remember, potting mix tends to hold more moisture at the beginning. And we have a lot of moisture before roots can take it up. You might get rotting on your stems. So I tend to try to get something a little bit lighter. So I actually use this, a seed starting mix in it. Or I use vermiculite. It's another one that I use. It's easy to moisten and put in there. And that's because it's going to hold that moisture a while. This is actually a rose. This is a rose that my brother has. He found it somewhere, doesn't know the name of it, can't get it. The only reason I propagate it is because he never sprays it, never feeds it, and it blooms all summer long. It's a tiny little pink rose. So it's a cute rose. I think Donna, who else has been to the barn brunch? They've seen it on the corner of his deck. It's a beautiful rose, and again, does nothing, and it's fragrant. I only do fragrant roses now. If they don't smell, I don't grow them. So I actually had to do a cutting off of it because I can't find a supplier for it. So it was Easter time, I was over there, it was covering its peonies, I clipped off. I got 21 clippings, I got 18 to root. So I gave 17 these away. This is mine, I'm keeping it. It's getting ready to bloom. But again, it started really short. It's grew this much since Easter. Easy, and it all was in these little tubes. This is actually the Abutilon. This is actually Tiger Eyes. This is the one we're talking about. I love it. It looks like a little Chinese lantern growing. It hangs down. It's adorable. And again, this get tree form or you can leave it bush form. It's up to you. It's a house plant. A lot of people grow this as an annual in their garden because it blooms its little heart out, but then the frost will get it. You have to take some in. So most clip cuttings off it, stick it in water and root it that way. Or you can stick them in these little containers. I just did these about 2 weeks ago, I guess. And they're already starting to root. It's really easy. I mean, really easy. This is also a Abutilon. This is a Mardi Gras. It's another one. And again, when it's not blooming, this bush is outstanding because of the variegation. Yellow, but look at the little peach color bloom. It's full of it. It's adorable. Again, great one to have. And again, I'm going to give these away because these will root for y'all. They're very easy to root. Also, let's see what I need to talk about on this. Okay, make sure on your rooting hormone, you don't dip in water and you stick it in here. You know we want to do it because if it's disease, you stick it in here, what do? You just spread disease everywhere. We're going to pull a little bit out into a thing and dip our plants in that. Don't pour that back in here. We're just because we want to keep that out. Otherwise, you run your little pot up or your little container of rooting hormone. But again, this is very easy to do. All you do is dip it in water, take it, dip it in this stuff, and then plug it into your moistened container and slap on the lid, stick it underneath. I put mine underneath the covered porch or on the windowsill in the house until it has the right time to root. I'm getting ready to, I got plenty of these. I'll give these away too. I think there's enough roots on them. Maybe. Y'all might have to baby these a little bit, but I don't think you can kill them. So, with that being said, y'all have any questions? On propagation. I'm okay with time.
You have time.
I just don't want to kill all my time. Yep.
Do you know off the top of your head where lantana fits in on that?
Oh, lantana, great. I should have brought it. I have a new one called Carnival. It's a perennial lantana. Y'all probably have Miss Huff. Miss Huff is that pink and yellow, but it gets tall. Carnival is low, cute. It's even more brilliant pink and yellow. I should have brought some in. Yeah, same thing. You can root. In fact, Jessica pruned on it the other day. She took all those cuttings and she's rooting those cuttings. Yeah, no, she's rooting them in these little sets like this. Easy to do. But she did Carnival. I should have brought Carnival. Didn't do it. It's in our trials. Any other questions? Yes.
Could you please repeat the name of the book?
Oh, this book?
Oh.
You have it from your Master Gardener training.
Oh, that.
We don't have a pretty book.
Oh! Okay, so we changed when I took the position, what, 5 years ago? We switched to this book. It's color, pictures, ooh, oh. It's nice. So, what they did was, but did y'all not get on the dang when I ordered like 1,000 extra copies, and Master Gardeners across the state bought these for themselves. We sold a lot of these to existing Master Gardeners because they trashed their binders.
Yes.
Yes, this is nice.
Do it again.
Oh. Yeah, so here's the problem. I just did my count. I only have 1,000 in, and I had to save those for training because training's coming up. And so, but I can have Julie send it and then get a number and order. I order 1,000 at a time because it's cheaper to get that. These are $50. That's to get it at that $50 rate. But I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's got everything in it. So, I thought y'all were a group that got these. Okay.
Some of us do.
Okay, good. Don't you love it?
Yes.
I mean, yes, it's got everything in it. So it's like our Bible. So, but yeah, any other questions? Yes.
Related to that, we still couldn't see it back here. Is there an independent publisher? Can we
Ooh.
access this ourselves?
Here's the deal. There is, but it's going to be North Carolina. So whatever applies to North Carolina might not apply here. We had this one we shared with them, but we took out all the stuff that just we liked in what pertained to Arkansas. Hence the reason this is our copy, U of A, Master Gardener.
Is there a finite number of them then after you get
Oh yeah, after registration, because they get first dibs because registration is going to come up classes in October. So those get first dibs because when I place an order, it takes 2 months to get them in. So, but yeah, there'll be numbers left over. So there'll be a few.
after that?
Yep.
Are they gone?
Then I'll after.
You can order.
Yeah, I'll order more because I've got to do the next class
Okay.
for next year.
Thick.
Yeah, that's okay. No, let's go.
Randy,
Uh-huh.
2 years ago, we had the opportunity to
Yeah.
order them, and a number of our master gardeners bought one
Uh-huh.
for $50.
Yes.
I have one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a matter of our master gardeners calling the extension saying, put me on the list, I want to buy
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And then getting our orders in early, so you still have some left.
Right. So what happens is we have the agent do that because we don't mail these out; they're too heavy. So the agent handles it all, and when they come to the state office, they pick up a load at the warehouse and they take it back to their office. And a lot of agents will do the surrounding counties if they're close to it, just for that reason. But yeah, there will be a few left over because I'm reserving like around 400 for state training this year because we've been averaging 360 in the statewide training. That's just statewide. I don't know how many's going to be on online training, but they get first dibs because I ordered them for that. But there'll be a few left over. So if you want these, get with your agent at the office, and I'll gladly, because I don't need to order another shipment till the next year to come in. But yeah, you'll like them though. Yeah, yes.
Is milkweed propagation in the book?
Ooh, Sclepsia? I don't know. We can look, and you can. Do you know a Master Gardener has one of these books? Okay. Oh, you have a book. Oh yeah, look in your book.
I mean, I didn't know.
Under propagation, chapter 13. Yeah, I can't remember all the seeds are in it, but there's a lot. But yeah, it's a good one.
All right, one more question.
Yes.
So, how different will that one be from the North? I mean, how different is Arkansas from the
Oh, there's only like rhodos. North Carolina has beautiful rhododendrons. Rhododendrons are out because they don't like our humidity, or they're up in the mountain range a little bit. But there's certain palms they can grow there we can't grow. But yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
sure thing.
Randy.
Oh, I forgot to give these away. I'm sorry, Sherry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. We do this by number. You have a number system when you're on your sign-in sheet.
Who has the sign-in sheets? Walter, you have them? Well, we'll just pick one.
Okay, y'all don't have a sign-in
Yeah, we
list?
got them right
Yes.
Okay. And they're numbered 1 to whatever.
They're not numbered, so I'm just gonna say, point at it.
I tell you what,
Here, point at